That sounds pretty fair. So, yeah, Miyamoto Musashi, about to know one, master swordsman in the late 80s, aka Ronin. To be very, very frank here, whenever I study the Japanese history, right, the things that I see always marvel me because it's almost like these guys were decades ahead of everybody. I mean, like decades, not centuries in terms of culture, not sciences. I mean, you get to see people study their culture 100 years later. Even to the point where this movie Shogun to me was not entirely an insane movie, but it did exceptionally well. So yeah, this is hibiscus juice, what you locally refer to as zobo, fused with cucumber and dates. Mm. Cucumber gives you this Chapman vibe. So I promise not to do too much, and I should be asking about 45 minutes max. I don't put my body through a whole lot of stress. This step board feels like it's not so strong. So it's just open up my hips. I practice some form of calisthenics, I guess. Seeing that almost all of the workouts that my instructor gives to me are calisthenics based. So I'm just trying to open up my hips. I'm not trying to engage the muscles so much. So the irony is that in Yomoto Mushashi's teachings, right, coming from war is easily translated into business. Yeah, there are people who take business to be like to be war. I don't entirely think that's really the truth, but the fact that we have business people applying his fight philosophies into business further explains the fact that everything in this life is actually connected. So I'm supposed to get that shoulder push, bring it further, then one, two. Oh, that was deep. So something that is refers to as the way. Almost like there's a particular path in life that everyone follows, right? But there's a path to excellence, to intelligence. And the Japanese have almost nailed this thing to a T. The point where they are very, very confident that they can actually get into any situation and win. But today I ask myself, what is really wrong with Japan in terms of the fact that they have a very, very, shall I say, a dying population. And to be very, very frank, I feel like the Japanese culture rather, something that has endured for centuries. But these days, comfort, pleasure, interconnectedness has actually interwoven with their culture. Because I remember this podcast where this guy was talking about how whenever he goes to a Japanese restaurant and then the people there act somehow towards him, to somebody who doesn't understand, you call it racism, and it's okay to feel like that, call it racism. But somebody explained to him that the Japanese guys do not want to offend the the guy himself, or rather, they don't want to piss off, should I say, foreigners. So they don't want to feel uncomfortable while they are displaying their culture, their art, their presentation. So what they mostly end up doing is they rather not they rather not put themselves in that uncomfortable situation, and they try to like plead for him to X. So instead, what his friend taught him was when you go to a Japanese restaurant, tell them that fine, you understand that you are a stranger in their culture and that they don't mean harm to him or they don't mean to disrespect him, but would they mind to like show the black person their culture? And that was the, should I say, the foundation for a lot of things. And it makes you wonder, right? People are different. And if you look at the comment section of that particular video, you could tell that the women were trying to make him, yes, because on the profile pictures, they were mostly women. No, rather, it was the podcast, sorry. So the woman in the podcast was trying to make it seem like it was systemic racism or something. And he's saying, no, this is their culture, and they don't want to dilute their culture. They want to preserve it. Why not being disrespectful to a foreigner? What that means is if there's a white person, you have the same experience. If there's a black person, same experience. So I think so. I think these are pike push-ups. So put me. I mean, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So at the beginning of this year, right? I started this year off with calisthenics. Now I'm back again to calisthenics. I'm like, what the fuck? I started running from it. Here I am. Now, my new instructor asked me to do 3 sets for almost everything I'm doing. I started working out with 5 sets for workouts. I went to the trainer, then we reduced it to what? 4 sets. Now with my MMA instructor, he's telling me what? 3 sets. Journey of life. Everyone has what works for him, but I want to follow his, and the reason I'm following his is in the very end, regardless of who your instructor is, if you obey him to the T, I'm not saying follow him like a fool, but obey him to the T. He does something different to you completely. He allows this level of discipline because there's a way he looks at me, and I just feel like he's really beginning to hold me to high regards, able to see me as a proper prodigy. I don't mind. That's why I'm putting in all of this work to make sure that at least I try my best to keep to his words, to follow his instructions. So So yeah, so it says stick to things that are within your control. And things that are not within your control, you should let them be. Stop trying to force things. And I feel that's the way of living a happy life. As you say, people who try to force things, trust me, every single one of them is unhappy because they end up reacting. There's a limit to what you can control, right? Even those people who are high and mighty all over the world, the monarchs, the elite, it's a limit to what you can control. So why even try to control other people? Yes, sometimes we have our ideas of life, of a perfect life, which we might unconsciously try to impose on other people. But the moment you are aware of it, because I see myself in this trap sometimes. Sometimes people ask me for advice, and I end up giving the advice like it's me that will execute it. A lot of the time, they just want to, they don't know the answers basically. They just want to just engage for engaging sake. So I feel like respecting them and knowing that this person is an entity on its own. Yes, if you ask me for advice, fine. Just give him a perspective, but don't try to force the advice on him. Or I mostly see this a lot with people who have a certain religion, who believe their religion is the way. Try to force their ideal beliefs onto other people. Let's go. 20, 10, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Let's go. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the next law he's on now is to not seek pleasure for its own sake. There's a kind of pleasure actually in giving up pleasure for a higher pursuit. I like that idea. There's a form of pleasure for giving up pleasure for a higher pursuit. But so bringing the arms closer to make it tougher. Okay. Oh boy. So I think I've touched on this point a couple of videos ago. Hey. So I think you must watch your feeling before you know where to step. Do not at any point act on a partial feeling. Most often than not, a lot of people are just reacting through life. Things happen. Very frank, I think it's almost everybody, right? We have these beliefs, these assumptions that we think to be correct. Because we think they are correct, we end up reacting to everybody and everything around us, which makes life much more difficult. And then finally the world becomes a mumbo jumbo of people just doing rubbish. Thinking that they are thinking. Instead, they are just reacting. Oh boy. Oh boy. So it seems like says control your emotions or be consumed by them. Yeah, we go through life with a lot of sensory input, a lot of noise gets into our five senses. And the worst part is that more often than not, the things that get our attention the most are negative stuff. So imagine, nobody likes to admit the fact that a lot of the things that we react to are just emotional things. So I think I'm 15 minutes in, I have 30 minutes left. So I'm still here to know whether I'm doing pull-ups or something else. Maybe I may just go ahead and try something like hammer fist, push-ups, I guess. It's mostly for triceps. I've forgotten how we did it the other day. It says wisdom comes from humility. It's very difficult to learn things when the only thing we hear is our own voice, which makes a lot of perfect sense, right? Yeah. A lot of the times we kind of feel like we have the answers. And this leads the smartest people to become biased. Mostly, especially when they're giving like heated debates, they tend to want to say things that are stupid, that they know are stupid, but because they are in the heat of a debate, they want to pass the message across, just blot rubbish out. I think the yoga instructors are around, but I'm not sure I'll be available for that. It says something along the lines of to not use people's standards and judgment of success to tamper with your own standards of success, right? That you should. Shit, this is crazy. What? I think I have a tear somewhere. I have a tear somewhere in my knee. Because I can't fold it. Not at all. I can't fold it. Oh shit. It's not looking good. One, two, three, four. And it says you shouldn't regret anything you have done in the past. Once the past is the past, you cannot change it 100%. But you should know that the best you can do, right, is to change your actions, is to learn from your mistakes and move on. Mistakes are abundant, and there's not a single soul who has never ever made a mistake. Even God to God is the so-called the most popular man on earth, Jesus. I'll say he reacted. I'll say he made a mistake. He reacted. When he saw people making sales in the church, changed the church to a commercial center, he reacted. So I'll say it's very regret. Just learn from it. Because the moment you begin to regret, you begin to romance the past more often than not. No, there's definitely an injury there. I need to stretch out whatever is happening on that knee. think let me just go ahead and stretch out my kicks. Just like open up my hips to just kick, just to get that back. Get that chamber up. 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 Try to get this. Make sure that my chamber is as effective as I'm notching the kick from my knee, not from the ground. There's definitely an improvement, right? I'm no longer afraid of this leg giving in. So I don't think the yoga class is happening while I'll still be here. So instead, I'll try to practice it's very, very practical. I just came here to clear my head. I'll be asked very soon. So let me try to get my ninja walks. So actually I've never really seen my ninja walks in the mirror before though. So that's very low. So sit down as low as possible. Let me try adding a 10 kg bag. I guess these bags were brought in they came right in time for something like this. So I'm just restarting my workout today because I always restart until I know exactly what I'm doing. I just make a lot of noise. Same thing on my YouTube channel at this moment, or my social media pages. Make a lot of noise. So what we can do is go down. Let me try a proper knee stance. Never let your life be saddened by a separation. Let me hear what you have to say about this. Mind you, I'm listening to a summary, a synthesized version of what the real author has done. So I'm not listening to the full audiobook. Yeah. I kind of feel like you get the best bit. You get the best, quiet. You get the best bit of books by watching a summary over and over again. So, ninja walk again. Still the same height. Shit. So from there, 1, 2, kick. Let me go for yours. No, let me try. So we tend to want to apply a few emotions like love and think we cannot face the consequences of expressing those emotions. To be very, very frank, I read someone in a book, I think it was Outwitting the Devil, where he said that love, love of people who want to acquire wealth. Yeah, yeah. For it to get to the top, right? There has to be this element of you being cold, you being aggressive. You know, all of those love emotions, yes, they're very nice to have, but they make men weak. When men begin to experience love, they have issues. And looking at it, if you're a thinking person, I say, how does that make sense? But when you zoom out and look at things, you see things like a lot of men, quote unquote, fall in love, get married, and when they get married, you see things like, oh, their life becomes beyond a decline. Maybe I may be missing some context here. That's why I like to formulate my thoughts live and say, okay, fine. What's the missing spot I'm seeing here? But the author's point was, if you want to become powerful, which it doesn't empower the child to be powerful. It depends on how much power you want. And ironically, speaking of getting power, when I say with the same breath, I say something like, you don't need to control people, and yet I'm talking about power. Yeah, talking about power because a lot of people want power, and if that's you, good. Power to some extent, if used right, it's a very nice place. It's a very nice thing to have. If used right, if you're using the power, not the power using you, that's good for you. She wants to play music on the speaker. I don't know. I think that may mess everything up. Let me get Ninja work on 15 kg. I'm slowly enjoying this Ninja work. Except if I'm not correct, or you get the point. So my point is, I don't get to stand up. I get to move and stuff. This is a deep one. It says, in all things, do not have preferences. Why? Because when you begin to have preferences, you begin to become stuck in some ways because you want things to work out the way you want them to work out. But in reality, things things can change if you actually try to change the experience. I really don't know what they call this thing. Maybe weight bag. Yes. Since I'm reacting to the air conditioner now, so I'm very soon about to start the yoga class. I'm not sure I'll wait. I want to get back to the office and then create some content. So do you have any comments call before I move? You don't yet. I think I'll go and try out some pull-ups. Oh, because it's very, very hard. I've been practice punches. I think I practiced punches a couple of times, maybe. Oh, I think I've already done 15 minutes. I've done 15 minutes already, so I think I need to go out to do some punches, some 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, kick, 1, 2, kick, 1, 2, kick, then stretch out and call it a day. Nothing too. My goal literally was to come to the gym and to not break a sweat. So back to Miyamoto Musashi. The more preferences we have, the less flexible we become. That's insane. That's something that people should actually sit down to ponder about. I'm not entirely sure people can hear me, but to be very, very frank, it feels like I'm trying to speak low because of people beside me, but they really don't care. They really, really do not care. So back to my ninja walk. It says living is living. If you're not happy where you live, move. Soon you will realize that it's not where you live, it's how you live matters. So if you're watching the video now, I'm currently in Nigeria, in a country where if you're not living in the country, if you don't have plans to get out of the country, you feel like you're unserious with life. And this leaves a lot of people stuck. I'm wishing that they had the means to live. Now, context, right? I think I'm in a privileged position where if I want to leave the country, if I want to leave the country, no, maybe not tomorrow, but if I want to leave the country, it really takes me all of those visa time, like 3 months for bank balance, visa balance, but when this, I have the means to leave the country. That is depending on what I'm going to do. But to leave the country, I believe that at least financially I can get myself there and everything. But to be very, very frank, I feel like Nigeria is not really, I've made Nigeria a very comfortable place for me. Things are getting more expensive, but I've seen myself doubling the work that I do just to be able to keep up basically. So I've been doing fine, I'm doing well. I mean, I can buy my gadgets, I can eat well, I can pay my staff and everything. Plus I can build my startup and make it fun. Alright, so let me walk back. Try to get to back walk because I try to walk on a straight line. So I'm using this, there's this particular demarcation on the ground. I'm using that as my foothold to track my ninja walk. So I'm trying to get my base as solid as possible. Right, that's enough. I'll be going out of the gym I go to the outdoor space to get some reps in. I can't be that old now. This thing should enter inside. Yeah. So, yeah, what's up?
Yes, I'm just seeing your Discord now.
Yeah, don't worry. No, so I came back myself. That time I called you to let me break something downstairs, but I came up myself later on. So,
Okay.
have you started the uploading
She has started before. She said it's slow.
for YouTube, Abby? Don't worry. You can tell her to pause it. She can come back tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't keep her. For no, now she said that she went home late. And because she went home late, all of a sudden her period came back. What's that?
I said she will not say they make kidnapper.
So I will make sure they go make I not come here unbox tomorrow.
Alright, I'll tell her.
I don't know. I know she can hear me, Abby.
Yeah, she's here. She can hear you.
Yeah, she's always laughing anyhow. She can't even hide the laugh. No way. Anything to hide, don't hide beside her. She'll just laugh and cast you.
Alright.
I know, later. Yeah. So it's big. All of the uploads are getting ready to be uploaded. So let me just get ready to go to the outdoor space. Yeah. Like, never try to fix an internal problem with an external solution. The irony is, this is the same advice goes for drugs, goes for everything. Yeah, people just believe that there are problems, that they can forget their problems, but the problems are still right there in their face. I mean, there are problems of the past. You should forget them and move on. But the problems of the future that need to be dealt with the present, for it to be present, you completely ignore them and distract themselves with external solutions. But his point here was, it's not about where you live, but how you live. I'm not even sure if I pressed my record button, but if you can hear me, you get the point. So, I'm supposed to go 1, 2, let's get this. Let me catch my breath first. So, and I think now I'm getting the breathing aspect. Oh, I'm supposed to more practice on break falls, no? One is this. I'll give him, yeah, that's what we're going to do. One is this. We're going to break fall here next week. So, this is enough grounds to practice to learn break falls. I mean, there were days of break falls when I was there, and at least I can learn both of them, the judo style and the Trondokwan style. That'd be very good one though. I think you can jump above 4 people. So, square up. Ah, shit, no. So, I really hope I'm not taking my kick from the back though. Okay, so slow is smooth, smooth is fast. No, either when you go slow, try to go smoothly. When you try to go smoothly, you go fast. And this thing has been in my head, right? Because a thought process came into my head today regarding the Kabbalion principles, where he says that the two extremes are equal, right? That people who are extremely rich feel as, I mean, the most extremely rich people feel almost similar to the same way the extreme poor people feel like. So he says that everything, everything is on the spectrum, and the the polar opposites are equal. I'm not entirely sure if I'm getting that correct, but it's just process I'm playing with in my head. So let's go for another one. 1, 2, 3. So go. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that was it. 1, 2. Missed it. So he says, do not pursue the taste of good food. What that means is that when eating food, remember that food is supposed to be nourishment for the body, right? It's not supposed to be experiment for the tongue. Because a lot of people, and capitalism has understood this. That is why they are more than happy to focus more on the taste and how they can ignite chemicals in the head rather than actually delivering people what they actually need. So they give you what your physiology or your neurochemistry wants, not what your body needs to be coordinated. And if you probably pay attention to the discourse we had this morning before the class started, you get to realize that people are becoming much more aware of this. And we had, after our class today, we had like a very deep conversation. And I really, really wish that we got that on I got that on camera, but the reason I can't post it because a lot of controversial opinions were put there, and I don't entirely think that's something they would want to go out, right? I mean, the talk we had before the class is free to go out. It is safe to go out. It's about health. But the other one is about ideologies and philosophies. And kind of the irony is that we were kind of like saying the same thing, but most of the moments and the way we like kept on going back and forth, having discourse, we failed to see that we're saying the same thing. Just took us a while, but basically George is somebody that is a very, very chill guy to talk to. He seems to be somebody who is very calculative in his talk, so I'll give it to him. And bro, so we go. No. I've gotten the leg drag and kick move now. I think it's trying to add the roundhouse. Oh, yeah, I'm almost done with my workouts. I think I'm basically done. I'll do this twice, then end it. And see you at the office. I go there, look at my agenda for tomorrow. I maybe create content for 1 hour, then consume content for 1 hour, and probably like call it a day. Ah, shit, man. Tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow is my niece's birthday, though. I think I plan to take her out on. I want to take her out on Saturday. I think no, on Sunday. So I'm not figuring out where to take her to, but it has to be worth it. So it goes. Hey. So food should be seen as fuel for the body. Wait. Food should be seen as fuel for the body, not the way of pleasing the tongue. That's why I think a lot of people basically know this, but you see, this capitalist system, right, has got people so hooked that you can literally write something is poisonous in the body, but with enough marketing budget, they can sell more with the fact that there was poison on it. Because when people have tried the product, two, marketing has gotten cheaper than ever before, and in the process of getting as cheap as possible, has caused a lot of people to be as delusional as possible. So these days I've been getting to see food to be more of what the body needs rather than what I just need. So that's why sometimes I think I was born into Nigeria and Africa. In Nigeria, we have this idea of chop belly full, where we eat as much as we can because we don't know when the next meal will come. But I don't think I belong to that group. Rather, I'm in that group right now, so I'm trying to win myself off it where if I'm not hungry, why am I eating? Sorry? They'll blow you out. They'll blow you out, don't worry. So, call it a day.